A defiant Hamas declares it will not release its remaining hostages after Israeli forces killed October 7th mastermind Yahya Sinwar. We're learning the Hamas chief hid in the same tunnel where the Israeli-American hostages were murdered before being killed himself in Rafah. But remember when Vice President Harris warned against invading that city?
Any major military operation in Rafah would be a huge mistake. Let me tell you something. I have studied the maps. There's nowhere for those folks to go. We've been very clear that it would be a mistake to move into Rafah with any type of military operation.
Chief editor of the Middle East Forum, Jim Hanson, joins us now. Thank you for joining us this morning. Jim, very serious question. I know you're not part of the Harris campaign, but I have to ask this question. What maps is she talking about?
I think she's probably talking about a map that one of her abused staffers showed her while she was pretending to pay attention. She is far from a military mastermind, as her comments on Afghanistan have shown us. You know, Israel has been deadly in stacking terrorists like cordwood over the past few months. Right now, what they need is U.S. support to let them finish off the evil empires on their borders.
So, explain to viewers why it is so important that Sinwar was killed where he was killed and how wrong, grievously wrong, that military advice that Kamala Harris was giving was in terms of being in Rafah and where he was found.
Israel conducted a very measured campaign to go into a succession of neighborhoods in Gaza, wiping out the Hamas fighters in them and pushing the rest of them out into the next neighborhood. Hamas kept moving and hiding amongst a new group of civilians, and one of the last holdouts they had was in Rafah. And when they got there, instead of saying, okay, let's go in and finish the job, the Biden-Harris campaign was telling them, why don't you guys give them a ceasefire and let them regroup, rearm, and continue on? If they had followed that advice, that Hamas leader would still be alive, and Hamas would be in a better condition to continue their 75-year campaign to try and push the Jews into the sea.
So we've lost another key figure in Hamas. We've seen both Hezbollah and Hamas leaders get picked off, as you point out, kind of stacked like cordwood here. Where do they keep going to find new leadership?
Well, they're going to run very short on it. You know, terrorist groups, I hate when people use the term terrorist mastermind. You don't have to be a mastermind to slaughter innocent civilians. Yeah. What you have to be is a reprehensible, evil person and part of an evil organization. So they will continue to move down the food chain to lesser quality people. But I think the important thing is right now, Iran's entire collection of proxy groups is rocking on its heels. And we're about to see Israel's retaliation for the recent attacks on them by Iran directly. I think that was part of the deal that Bibi made with Biden to get the high altitude theater air defense in, was that he wouldn't hit the nuke sites, but he's going to pound them hard, and they want to be prepared. It's time to hit the spider at the center of the web, and maybe time to say it's the Islamic Republic of Iran should probably not be leading that country anymore.
Really appreciate your insights this morning, Jim Hanson. Thank you so much.
Good to be with.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.